There we go. All right, I'm going to jump into it because I'm going to try to speed paint Werewolf. I almost used the wrong color. So, happy Halloween if you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch videos. Well, Twitch videos for the next 2 weeks-ish, and then making sure it's working. And then YouTube after that. And of course it's jammed up. Where's my poker tool? What do you want, Wolf? Oh, wow. Good. I didn't even feel like it. There. Ooh. There's splatter paint all over me. So, going with, there we go, Heartwood Brown. And we're just going to paint basically everywhere. My plan, actually, I'm going to use an absolutely cheap, cheap brush. Because this is just going to go on. Plan is to paint him brown, which does not look like it will work. I'll have to do a couple layers. Get it in camera here. But I'm going to paint him brown. Then I'm thinking, not really a dry brush. Mostly kind of a mostly wet brush, gray overtone, especially on the back, since in theory he is an animal, and animals are mostly dark on the top rather than your normal highlighting. That's what we learned when I got my wife over to ReaperCon. Excellent convention. You should go if you don't already. And I guess I'll have to paint his nose black or something, but I'm going for speed here. Yeah, anyway, so animals are typically darker on top, which goes against, the highlighting rules you would normally learn as you start out. I'd never thought about it, never paid attention to it. But, so, he's going to be mostly brown. And once we get that all painted and dried, I'm going to go over the top quite a bit with some gray. And it's not really that dark a gray. It's kind of a brightish gray. So he won't get too dark. Just occurred to me, short story. I am trying to make him kind of a brownish German Shepherd. I just realized that's kind of the color scheme I've been planning for a while. I've got a large on-deck circle to my right. I don't want to get the paint too thick on here because I do want it to dry. Luckily, we are in a low humidity environment. And because of that, I have to see just how low the humidity is right now. It's currently 39 degrees outside. 80% humidity. That's not exactly low humidity. But it's also 36 degrees. So, 39 degrees. Bump that up to 75, 70, 75 inside. I'm sure the humidity dropped quite a bit. So, just my heater. So I don't want to make the paint too thick. Oops, as I hit the camera. I've got my lights trying to protect it, but never seems to help. But this looks like it'll time to sneeze. They usually come in threes for me. So. We only had 3 trick-or-treaters tonight, so at least so far we've had more trick-or-treaters than I've sneezed. But now my nose is running. Lovely. If I get off the screen here, I really need to move that. Let's get underneath this palm here. And I'm just getting all the little nooks and crannies that I can see that are escaping the big brush. And I'm even painting over on his feet. Come on, why would you focus on the letters when you could focus on that? Right there. There we go. So I'll paint over those later. We're going for speed here. But it did occur to me that I will have a problem when I have done his first coat. I need to let him dry. I think I can stick him in front of the heater too. He's a Bones figure. Maybe I shouldn't do that. He may become a very wimpy werewolf. Okay. But I think I can get that far enough away that it will not be a problem if I do not use a plastic can. Well, maybe I use a plastic can on the bottom. I've been rearranging the painting area, so things are a little bit mixed around. I've got 2 Bondic boxes. Bondic, if you do not know, is a UV glue. That feels full. Good to know. Anyway, it's a UV glue. You can put it on. It's clear. And it doesn't set until you spray the shine the UV light on them. So it's kind of cool. But anyway, while he's drawing, the point of all this is I squeeze more water into my water well is I don't have anything to really paint, but I do have him. So I did not plan that out very well, but we can do a little painting on the chest dude. Mimic. So I think I did paint. I can't tell if that's actually a color or just the brown liner. Oops. I want to say it's just the brown liner. Oh, we'll go ahead and get all his little bits and pieces done. Anchor my hand in a spot. Get it to focus on things and then paint. know, if it shows little darker lines, ooh, that's like a little clump of paint. Let's get that off of there. Joys of old paint. And or improper mixing. This is not mixing, just shaking. Oop. And get his top in. Suppose I should probably paint with the grain. Got all these little bumps. I wonder what I should do with them. Just occurred to me, he probably has the same camouflage ability as like a octopus. I think they're called photophores. Anyway, the little cells that an octopus has that it can change the colors in. Reach down, rotate the werewolf, get him sunbathing on the back. And that's probably a good angle. Maybe not, but anyway, I wonder if that's not a real thing, Darren. I know we're wondering about it. But anyway, it just occurred to my head that a mimic chest could probably be described as a mimic octopus, only in terrestrial form instead of aquatic. That might bring some interesting questions to bear, but I don't know what they would be. Like, how does he hide his teeth? I would assume that they mesh together and look like the rest of his body. This one's already dry, which gives me hope for the werewolf. That's the first time this week I've been able to sit down and paint. Well, first time this week I've managed to get the motivation to sit down and paint. Trying to think if I want to make him a silver lined box or brass. Probably brass is going to look better. I think I do want to paint all inside, little bumps and stuff. Pick it out with maybe a lighter color later. Actually, you guys can see it better on camera than I can. So I'm actually just going to paint by the camera. Can't see around the lid. I should probably put this on a much better, or at least a much smaller holder. Guess I could paint his teeth to be brass. It would maybe be about what it would be. Maybe. Okay, now I'm going against the grain. It seems to be coating marginally better. And if I get on the screen, it would be even marginally better for viewers. Alright, that's all still wet, so since he is not a speed paint, well, he's not intended to be a speed paint, except everything I'm trying to do is a speed paint. Drop him off over there. Frosty beverage. Grab the werewolf. He still looks a little moist in spots, but I do need more paint. Ooh, need to do that too. I haven't painted the top of the cap. So switch back to the nice brush. And wash the nice brush off. Dry. Pick up the sloppy brush. Get in position. And go, baby, go. Guess I could leave some of the dark spots too. It doesn't have to be completely base coated. It would certainly be more intentional if I did it that way, because we are going over it. Checking my head cam. I will be doing that dry brushing stuff ish. So in theory, some of that will be hidden. Problem is probably not all, and then I'll be disappointed with it, so I have to go back and do it again anyway. Should I give him a little white tip tail? Boy. Give him some floppy ears too. Got a real problem with this paint. It's actually pretty thin because it's probably pretty new paint. That may be a lot of my problem. But I paint over it and think, oh, I get good coverage. And then it dries and that's not good coverage. But you work with the paint as it is, or you fix it. I have no idea how to fix a thinned paint. I got a feeling there's some place here I hadn't got. Right there. Top of the leg. I wish this would focus on the things I want it to focus. New computer, or at least the course of my video career, used to be able to fix the focus. Like have it set to a certain depth. That was always helpful. I have no controls over these. They're just, alright, here's your camera. Okay, so he goes back under the heat lamp, which probably does actually nothing except heat him up. And now try to give this little guy a wash. I'm being lazy and I don't want to stand up and grab water. Now last time that color theory worked, so we got pale indigo here, which is a little more red than I want. But let's just play here. Move him off the Wii. Put the junky brush away. I've got that indigo and I've got this brown we're using. It's kind of a cement color, which probably isn't that surprising. But adding just a little bit there. Slowly getting it darker, but if we go too far it'll get to gray. So about right there. Then I'm just going to add some water. Maybe another brush of water. Just kind of make a little wash there. That seems brighter than what I was using. Probably too much of a wash anyway. I actually kind of like the much more gray color now. So I'll just mix that up. And we'll slap it on, see what we get. I think it's much less of a wash than I was planning. So I just grab me some more water. And it's much too much. Maybe not there. Now I'm actually thinking it needed to go much darker. So I'm just going to wipe all this off. So, let's try that again. This time, oh wait, I got some other blues here. One drop of Surf Aqua. Probably too much white in it. It's very nice turquoise though. It's kind of a dirty sea green. It's kind of a tarnished green. I'll go with that. Probably should add a little bit more water to it. Add a little bit more. Yeah, that's kind of good. Got like a seafoam green almost to it. Makes it look a little dirty. Or sandy. Ooh, there's something for you. Why wouldn't it hide in the sand? Under a big giant black X. Sounds like something out of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. No. Red Dwarf. Confusing my sci-fis. Now, did not paint the interior. Let's get that right quick. Well, that probably could have stayed the dark color. We'll get a bit there. The rest of that's going to be a pinkish at some point. Which of course means I probably should have kept that pink too. Yeah, 30 minutes in already. I'm not getting as far as I wanted. Although, it does look pretty dry. Put Mr. Chester over there. So now, I think I plan to dry brush them everywhere. But I may want to do that gray first. And then dry brush the light over that. And of course, plugged up. Ouch. Do not stab self while doing this. Okay, sounds clear. Wipe off the pokey. See what gray we get. I think I've seen this gray before. Although, no. In all honesty, gray is about gray. Not sure why I didn't use the gray to do the wash. I'm just curious what happens if I mix the gray and the brown. Guess I can show it. Comes out to a greeny color, which not terribly bad. Let's put that up. Let's just draw a center line down them first. And maybe a bit on his shoulders. I think I can make that more wide. And again, this isn't to give him a stripe. This is just to give a little bit of a darker tone here. I suppose I could always go back over this with a dry brush of the heartwood brown. I'll get out on the snout too. I think that would look better. And I'm not trying to do a solid coat either. Does my brush phase out? Okay, now, since I've got the gray here, I'm going to do the base in this gray. And it is not covering very well either, which is a good thing to find out now. Because that means I can do several coats with it too. Probably completely invisible to the camera because everything's blocking it. I should probably put the camera over my shoulder. Although I'd have to buy some sort of armature to do that. Or I guess I could just go buy a cheap lamp and just attach it to the lamp, just swing it around. Give him a bit of a gray snout. I do plan to do that in a different color, but use the gray as kind of a intermediate color. Put his other hand up here. Get his nails done. Okay. Don't know what I was thinking when I attached that camera there. Keep finding myself pulling off to the side. It's like, well, why is my camera offset? There. Oh wait, is it offset? I checked. Yeah, it's offset. Like, the middle of my desk is about right here, which is why I keep moving over. Makes no sense to me now. Okay. Put him back over the heaty. See what you came out to be. You're still wet, but that's not surprising. Oh, let's see here. Bet you I have a dragon brass somewhere here. I know it's one of my newer colors. Cursed gold. Oh, that's an awful orangey color. Not awful, just very orangey is what I was trying to say. I'll look up in the paint app. Paint rack. Guess I can sit down while I do this so you can see my pretty face. Search for brass. Clockwork brush is probably what I'm looking for. It looks like I've got that one. 9665. 96. 65, right there. Yeah. I'll go with that. Although I still don't want to paint his teeth brass. It just seems wrong. And of course we're jammed up. I Probably haven't shaken that enough anyway. Ah, earthquake. Chick, 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 chick. Okay. That may be blending in too much. But I don't want to do silver either. Yeah. I think I stop right there. We go with a lighter color. Oh, I did see mithril right there. I could do it in silver too. Yeah. But my thought was to mix the two. Full nozzle. Yep. So, my thinking is if I put that silver on here, that's going to be too bright. I don't know. It is a very light colored chest, so as I stick my hand repeatedly in my wiping paper, and because I made a mistake, wipe that off, take a different side. Yeah, I'm not terribly upset at the silver, so that's mithril, but like, why isn't he standing flat? Because he's not flat. I just touched the side. I did, but I did not do it badly. So, okay. What does teeth look like that? If I just give that a light brushing, it may not look that bad. Yeah, not really. turn the werewolf. So let's keep going. Yeah, I like those teeth. Goody. The daughter is home from her Halloween party. Sounds like it lasted an hour and 15 minutes. But she had to work tonight, so she probably got there really late, and I have a hair on the brush that is not supposed to be there. And I got it a little bit too much into the wood. So let's take that out. Good. Do the hinges. I'm actually enjoying this one more than the werewolf. Actually, this silver looks really good on the light wood color. Squeeze some water because I do not have a nose. Now it's working. And let's just go touch up spots here and there that look like they need it. Put more on the teeth, perhaps. And I see a spot where I got into the wood just a little bit, which is probably dried. See if I can just paint that over with a bit of the wash color. And a bit of the other color. Yep, I cleaned it up. Okay. I didn't get that spot very well. Top left of his bottom lip. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's see here. His teeth more prominent on top here. Right. Yeah, I like that. Put him to the side. Pull back our main subject. Yeah, he looks nice and dry. So find me a new spot on the paper. And I'm going to drop into Bathalion chitin. I did mix this already, so it should be good to go. Put that down so it's flat. Squirty? Nope. It is cool. It is plugged too, and that's not a good sign. Yeah, I think I remember. Remember, this has got a little tint of green in it. I'm going to swap papers now. Two points. Oh, there's one. Coffee filters, in case you're curious. Frosty beverage. Okay. It is now squishy. Put a little bit out there. I don't... Normally I'd use this little cheap kid brush to dry brush with. Come on, focus on it. There you go. I just cut the bristles off, but I think I do want this to be fairly subtle. So I'm going to actually try to do dry brushing proper. Using that little brush doesn't really work very well. So yeah, that's coming out about how I wanted it. I don't mind abusing this brush. It's a little cheapo as well. I think I might try to do the top quite a bit harder. Because I think having that gray below is working very well. Another hair. Joys of having lots of fuzzy animals in your house. And of course this will hide, or not hide, it will highlight the mold line as well, which is lovely. But I have given up trying to clean mold lines from Bones figures that I'm just painting with tabletop standards anyway. Not too much paint. Oh, you can see his teeth better now. for dry brushing upwards. And I guess it's not really a true dry brushing because I'm not pressing that hard. I am lightly brushing white paint or a light paint onto him. As I drop him. Where every time I look over, it's not focused, but then I look at it and it focuses in. It's like, oh, he's looking. Have like a little warning device, like out of focus, out of focus. Oh, thank you. Thought about trying to use the silver on his teeth too, but I think that's probably going to be pretty silly. I'm going to go ahead and dry brush it. Or dry brush the base is what I tried to say. Which is probably not going to show up at all on the video. I think I will wash it with some green or something. I've got that shade that I did on the chest. I'm looking at it going, it might not be a bad color to add. I don't think I want to add, I'm thinking eyes now. Eyes and teeth. I was going to add yellow eyes, but I think that would be the wrong color here. But I was going to do that water. The green wash here. And yes, I did go straight over the freshly painted dry brushing. I think it's going to be okay. That just gives it a different tint, really, from what I was using. And I don't mind getting it a little softened out as I do that. So, in fact, I might go into that darker stuff. Add just little spots here and there. Give it a different flavor. Ooh. Go into that yellow too. There we go. So, base is done. Now, he is basically done. I suppose I could give him a little bit of a wash, but you know, I kind of like how he's looking. I don't mind that he's dry brushed. So, teeth. Well, first, this is going to be silly, but what I'm going to do is eyes in red. Okay, I guess I can do it that way. I was going to say it's kind of a waste to put a drop of paint on the palette, and it is, but there's another option too. Oh, this is really nasty dried paint, so I'm just going to get it out of the cap with a nozzle. And this is just clotted red. That was too much of a dot, but fix that in a second. That was bad. Probably completely off screen too. Okay, so a nice sharp point-ish. Touch and drag. That was good. Well, that was okay, but let's see if we can get a better thing here. As he completely rolls away, I'd like to give it a little bit of a sharp corner. I think that's just painted way too much. This one is much better. As I messed the eye up anyway, and need to absorb everything. Let's see if I can grab enough of that paint to paint over his eye here again. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So I'm just going to dip it on the palette because I think the paint is a bit thick for what I'm trying to do here. So let's go back to this eye. Now it's a bit thin. So let's try for a happy medium. Yep. That's good enough. Go in here. That's better. We'll call that eye good. Now his teeth. Ooh. No. I was going to use that dry brush color, but I don't think that'll work. I do have some yellow just sitting here. What is this? Clear yellow. Actually, that might be good just straight over. Oh, wait. Put your other paint back together so it doesn't dry out more. And squishy, squishy. Drop of clear yellow. You were squishy, squishy. Go back to squishy, squishy. Okay, don't need much, so that nozzle's plugged. I will get it next time. So I think just straight yellow would be too much, but we've got that chitin right there. Touch of yellow. Touch more yellow. More of the brown. That's kind of a palish yellow. And I don't think we have to get the teeth too terribly marked out. Let me wipe some of this paint off. And I've got that stupid red paint all over me now. I'll just wipe that. Okay. And it smears all over the place. Well, it is Halloween, so it looks like I've bloodied myself, but Good enough. And that's why I use coffee filters. I can get a new one. And they're super cheap. And no fibers. In theory. Alright, teeth. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Let me get it painted and see if I can get it up into the camera quite a bit. That was too much. Okay. I'm going to see if I can go straight into that highlight color. I don't like the eye that much. Yeah, that's better. Just painting it back just a little bit. This one's actually kind of got a bit of a yellow middle eye going, so yeah, that works. So, let's see if I can get a focus on his eye. That's probably as good as we'll get. And then you can see, hopefully you can see, teeth. I might try to do that yellow dot on the eye. Kind of like that. Oh, watch me mess this up entirely. Let's try better. Yeah, got it. It's not as bright yellow as that one, but that's not yellow to begin with, so I have no idea what I did there. I think it's just the color coming through. But with that, werewolf, speed painted, done. Off to the spray booth, which I will do tomorrow maybe. But yet another figure done. And honestly, since we've got it, I could probably just do a little bit of red. Oh, sorry, hiccups now. Shake up this. I won't kill the string just yet. But little drop of clotted red. I don't think I'm going to need that much. I may need a little bit of water because it's very dry. And let's get that tongue. Oh, and I see something else too. Well, let me wipe off the excess paint. Because if we don't get his tongue all the way colored, I'm okay with that. Move it around so I can get it. I'm just going to hit the tops basically. Leave a little shadow down there. But I forgot, he's got that skull there. Right there. So, go into the chitin, whatever you want to call it. And we're just going to wipe off the excess. And just kind of highlight that skull a bit. Oh, shoot, I got all those to do too. I am just going to dot those with the chitin as well. I don't know if it's even got any eyes. Yes, right there and right there could be eyes, but do you really need sight when you hide underneath the sand all the time? I say no. So therefore, this chest does not get any eyes. Or if you put just a touch of color in there too. Because it looks like he's kind of got eyes there, but I'm not sure. Anyway, by doing that, I'm going to declare that one finished. He's got a little stumpy thing down there, but you know what? It doesn't look that bad. It's just kind of a darkish brown. So I think I'm going to leave that, and I will declare myself 2 more figures painted. I hope you enjoyed the stream, or are enjoying it on video on demand. So flush my paint well. And squeeze, 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 flush. I clean up, trying to think of what I was trying to say. You know, if you're watching this on YouTube, it is way past Halloween. But you could always follow me on Twitch to see when, or at least get notifications. Sorry, bouncing this all the way around. Ah, I missed that one. 2 for 3 tonight. Anyway, link should be in the switch. Link should be in the description to follow me on Twitch. Ugh. So, have a good evening, and I'll talk to you all later.